Hi guys, welcome back to a brand new video today. Rise your Dawn here today, guys. I'm gonna be making a pretty different video than what I usually make, which is guides and build showcases and things like that. Honestly, I'm starting to feel a little burned out because I've been making so many videos on this game recently. But what's kept me going is that I genuinely do enjoy Arcane Odyssey. Um, and don't get me wrong, this video is a slight critique of the game and what the game could do better. But I genuinely do really love this game. I think it's one of the special gems of Roblox. It might be because I'm like an old timer and that I played like Arcane Adventures and like all of VTex's old games, and it might just be like a nostalgic type of thing. But yeah, I genuinely do think that this game is something special, and I would hate to see that it goes down the wrong path. And this video is also in response to Mr. Pug's recent video on the state of Arcane Odyssey. I'll put a screenshot of it and the link of it down below. You guys can definitely check it out. He makes some great points, and some other points definitely do need to be explained more on his side and just in general by everybody else. So honestly, I think that any dialogue regarding any type of thing is good dialogue. It always opens up conversations for improvements, and I hope more people jump on the boat, more content creators. And so, yeah, we're just gonna start off with responding to some of the things that he said in his video. So, yeah, so recently, probably the most dramatic thing that the game had to go through was the nerf on Savant Lord, and a lot of people who play Warlord and Savant Lord, partially because of me, partially because the class is just really fun right now in this like AoE sort of size meta. But yeah, the one thing that struck me when that first nerf arrived in the game was why 65%? That seemed like very oddly specific, and I assumed that they tested it, but apparently not. They didn't test it, and so a lot of people were complaining that they couldn't unlock like one or two, three moves just because of like some slight percentage changes, and I thought that was kind of crazy, because then they lowered it down to 60%, and so that slight change could have easily been avoided had they just tested it, right? And this game, they do have contributors, they do have testers. Um, so I just don't understand why things like that happen. Maybe it just slipped like their minds. Maybe they just didn't test, I guess. But things like that it's just a very surprising thing to happen at this stage of the game in the full release. You'd think that they would review each change before it goes through, especially like the statistical changes regarding each move, the damage, the size, whatever it may be. Um, but yeah, so honestly, I do, and like other than the statistical part of it, I do think Savant Lord needed to get nerfed. It could do everything a Warlord could do, and I think a lot of you in the community agree with me on that. But other than that, yeah, honestly, it did need to get nerfed, but it did affect Warlord in terms of like just accessing some moves. I can use my ultimate art as Warlord, and honestly, ultimate art, that's a whole nother conversation because it's not even like that great unless like certain moves have it. But yeah, honestly, ultimate art needs some improvements given the fact that you have to fully charge it. But yeah, guys. Some of the other points that he made was, oh, another thing that he mentioned in the video was lost magic. So lost magic was something that VTech said a long time ago that we would get access to, and we still don't have it, even in the full release, even after waiting for years. Um, I don't know if we're at a time frame in which lost magic is appropriate enough to be implemented into the game. We're still like level 175, and the max is, I think it's supposed to be like 600 to 1,000. I've heard like 1,000 from his video, and I've heard 600 from some other people who've stuck out like for a long time. But yeah, Lost Magic is something that just doesn't seem appropriate to be introduced right now, just because the game seems so young, even though it's been four or like it's been many years since this game came out. It just seems like the development of the game is so slow to the point where Lost Magic is just constantly being pushed back like farther down the line. And yeah, for a lot of you new players, you probably don't know anything about like Lost Magics. They're basically like hybrid magics or unique magics that are some of them are like fusions of like fire magic. Anyways, they're yeah, you can like look it up on you can just look it up. There's like a chart and everything back from like Arcane Odyssey days, showcasing Lost Magics. It's probably also on the Trello, where like ideas of Lost Magics are. You can just like look it up. But yeah, Mr. Pug was complaining that Lost Magics weren't implemented in the game yet, and yeah, honestly, fair point. Like that, it's not that Lost Magic shouldn't be in the game. It's that they're so slow at progressing and developing the game that Lost Magics just don't seem appropriate at this point in time to be implemented. Maybe when we're around like I don't know the midway point, like level 300, maybe when they I don't even know when they're gonna be updating. But that's another thing, like updating the game, major updates like that, I feel like should be like implemented maybe a little faster. We all waited like what 3 to 4 years for the full release. I remember when I just started college that VTEX was like starting to ramp up the game. The Empires update was like midway into my college career, and then full release came out right after I just finished. Like literally just finished college, and the full release came out. Um, yeah, it just seems very mind-boggling that this game is just got into full release, just got into the good bits of the game. And don't get me wrong, full release introduced a lot of stuff, a lot of like good content, a good amount of changes that I like, quality of life changes, but there are also a lot of things that felt pretty unnecessary to be added in the full release that they could have spent elsewhere. Things such as like random event things like the volcano surges that like if you guys didn't know, like a couple updates, I guess like the last update kind of fixed things like that, like the volcano with the rocks coming out of it. That thing like really lagged the game, and it feels kind of pointless to add. I'm not gonna lie, like a random event like that, like what does it necessarily contribute to the player experience, right? Like players, I get that they sail around the map, but like in this recent update, it basically just creates like stagnant rocks in the water, and so I just don't understand why, like what it contributes to the player experience overall, other than like making it more annoying to sail. Like players will just sail around it. I feel like they're not gonna go under and like explore the volcano. There's no benefit to exploring it. You know what I mean? Like I get that it's cool to add like visually and that things like that add to the environment, I guess like the feel of the game, but I feel like most players they're just gonna sail around it. They're not gonna look forward to seeing it spawn. There's no incentive at the end of the day to look forward to encountering a thing like that. Um, and nowadays people they need something to drive them to want to explore something. You know, they're not gonna want to go explore a volcano, an underwater volcano that's surging rocks out of the water. That's only just gonna inconvenience them in terms of like sailing. And so, yeah, there's no like benefit to these things. You could say that about a lot of things added to the game. There's like I guess like big whirlpools and like big hurricanes. Like a dozen hurricanes spawning like every couple of minutes that just like lag the game for less optimized PCs. Things like that, like they just I feel like they're more of an inconvenience to players than a convenience, and that effort could have been spent on something more worthwhile. And I just think that a lot of things are just not like, I guess, priorities. At the end of the day, it's just priorities. What what do players really look forward to in the game? What do they really want? And are these extra things being added like are they gonna build up the player experience? Is this what they want? Is this what um contributes to the enjoyment of the game? I I like that there are subtle things in this game that add to the overall feeling, but I do think that, random event things such as that, they don't need to be, I guess, focused on that much. Hurricanes shouldn't be spawning like every 2 minutes, like five hurricanes around the map. Underwater volcanoes just appearing out of nowhere, inconveniencing the players without any real benefit. Um, and yeah, also another thing is like the Dark Sea. Since the fleet system got added, Conquest, you can literally get more Dark Seal chests from Conquest and doing nothing than just going to the Dark Sea and like risk dying. Whether it be from, just from water poisoning. If you die from that, that's just so sad. Whether it be from like an Atlantean or brig spawning on you. I just think that the Dark Sea doesn't give. There's just no point in it anymore, other than if you want like Atlantean essence or Hecate essence. A lot of things you could do right now in the main sea. You don't have to go into the Dark Sea anymore to do. You can farm Dark Seal chests via conquest. You can get Hecate essence by buying it, or if you're lazy, you can just go to the yeah, wait, you can't even buy. I mean, you can't go to the auction house, but you can buy it. Um, and Hecate Essence, it's just something that a lot of people don't know about still, I feel like. And then of course, just other things like the Dark Sea is just it feels more annoying to traverse than anything. Like the rift that was added recently to the Dark Sea, if you go straight into the Dark Sea like from here, there will be like a wall, like straight up a whole wall just lined up here. That I don't know why they added that, but it just makes the Dark Sea less desirable to want to go into. It just makes it so much more annoying to just get into, for new players, for old players. It just makes the overall experience more annoying than it is. And right now, we don't need that. We don't need things that make the game less enjoyable, less you know, able for players to get into. Like it just feels like a lot of these things annoy you. Like there's no point to them. They don't add any type of feel to the game, and it just feels pointless. And I feel like a lot of things they could just prioritize other things more. Also, guys, another thing I want to get into is like just bugs and optimizations. I know this is a topic that's like always on the top of people's minds when they play this game or the reason why they quit. Bugs and optimizations in this game are can be very horrendous, like almost all the time. Especially now that the Nimbus Sea and the Bronze Sea, the servers are up to like 15 players now, I think. For the Nimbus Sea, I think it's like 12 to 13 players. For the Bronze Sea, I've seen it go up to like 17 players, I think. That is just I don't know why he felt the need to increase the player cap of the game when the game didn't introduce like any significant bugs or optimizations. And I literally had to get a PC upgrade, get a new CPU, in order to feel comfortable putting this game at 10 graphics and playing it rather smoothly. I had to get a like 300 or $400 CPU in order to get good optimizations in this game. A lot of players don't have that. They don't have the money. They don't have the time. They don't have the effort, the resources And yeah, I have other parts already. Like I had to just buy one part in order to get good optimizations, but other players they just simply they don't have that. They don't have the resources. And I would understand if the game, like I have like all the settings on low, by the way, in the in-game settings, but honestly, like even the low texture quality, it's not even that low texture. Like everything still has like texture on it, you know? Like in a lot of games, there's an option to set the texture quality to low and everything would just look plain. Just like if people use Blackstrap, they would make the texture bare. And honestly, I think for some people, that's fine. Like they want that in order to have better lag or better FPS, less lag, and better optimizations overall. But this game, I feel like there's inflexibility in terms of just um, graphic settings. Like there's very minimal graphic settings that players can adjust for better optimizations. In this game, if I didn't get and if I still stuck with my old CPU, I would literally still be lagging. Like I had to get a whole CPU just so I can edit the videos that I make on Arcane Odyssey and the other games and to play this game in a smooth fashion. Um, and unfortunately, a lot of players just simply don't have that, and I'm very lucky. I'm very fortunate to be able to afford it. I'm very fortunate to be able to have the time to put that new part into my PC, and I'm privileged to be able to have that. And I hope that I can speak up for the people who don't. I hope I can influence the game, the developers to implement more graphic flexibility, graphic settings for people who want to play the game. Um, with higher FPS with better optimizations and things like that. Like it just feels like there haven't been any changes in that realm in many years. And that is also it also leads us to the next topic, which is player count. So, like I said in my beginner's guide, this game has like 10k players and dropping right now. And the reason why is because I feel like this game is badly optimized. So a lot of people like they play for the new content and then they don't want to play because the game is like laggy and has bad performance overall. And then they're like, why should I play this badly optimized game? There's nothing new for me to do anyway. Let me just stop playing. And yeah, it's one of the main drivers of people quitting the game and not sticking around to just enjoy the game for the little things. Because how can they enjoy the little things when they're lagging? When they're lagging out of their butt. Like it just seems very counterintuitive to add more things to the game when the basic foundational things aren't added yet. And I think that is probably the main point of this entire rant video is why add extra things when the foundational things aren't added yet? Like, don't get me wrong, I like these new things, like, obviously, because I have a good PC to be able to enjoy them. But a lot of people don't. A majority of people play on Roblox on mobile. A majority of players like play on pretty bad hardware. And so I think the foundational things should be, optimized better in whatever way they can. I'm not a developer, but I'm sure they can come up with a way. Um, and so I just next we're gonna be talking about content creators. So content creators like me, not to, overly advertise myself or to talk about things that might benefit me, but I truly think that content creators they just aren't appreciated enough. Like you have content creators like me and some others that genuinely enjoy the game and make videos on the game because we love the game. Genuinely because we love the game, because we love what this game has provided in our life, in our overall gaming experience. And sure, we could play and make videos on Steal a Brain Rot or any of the games that are pulling in 100k players, make videos on those and pull in a ton of new viewers. But that's just not what we do. We stick around for the good high quality game like this, the game that we see potential in. but it gets very hard sometimes because it feels like we aren't appreciated enough. Like even in Discord, we literally just get one role. It looks like any other role, and we just get like one YouTube symbol on the side of our name, and we also get access to posting our video on the one of the channels, the content creator channel. But it literally just feels like it feels like content creators, we like build up the community so much from our videos. A lot of us, we get so creative with our videos. It like it genuinely makes me want to play the game more whenever I see Arcane Odyssey videos like that. When the game is feeling stagnant, I watch a video on a build video, especially like Aphrodite, Jones Lotto, Arcu Plays, like these guys, like they all make videos that that make me want to play the game more. They get so creative with their guides, and I genuinely appreciate them. Even though I really don't talk to a lot of them, I feel like we're all like kind of splintered off. There's not a content creator community, and I think VTEX in the Discord, whatever it may be, like it feels so disconnected. Content creators, we don't get the connections or like the ease of access that I think we should deserve. There's no channel for us in the Discord for us to talk to collaborate. None of that. There's no benefit to being a content creator in this game other than to just make videos on something we genuinely love. But we don't get a say in anything. Content creators, we don't have a special role for the public to check each of our channels out. We just get a channel that a lot of people don't even get tagged in because they simply just don't want to be bombarded with a lot of videos. They just have the role off. And so yeah, I just it's hard for content creators to be appreciated in this space. A lot of our videos get thousands of views, maintain the community, but yeah, I just feel like VTEX and the dev team, they don't appreciate us. And you could ask like any of the maybe the other content creators, they feel differently, but I genuinely feel like content creators in this game especially, we're just not appreciated. Um I feel like we're pulling a lot of the community ahead, where we're creating an environment where players feel like they should play the game, but it just gets so difficult to a point where like where does the dev team come in to sort of bolster us to appreciate content creators and to allow us to thrive in this environment, to retain us so that we can continue to make high quality videos on the game so they can, support us so we can support them. But it just feels so one-sided right now. We're just making videos on the game, but the dev team, they just I feel like content creators also do more um than a lot of like the testers and contributors. I'm not a tester or contributor. I don't know what I have a feeling of what they do, but I don't know exactly what they do, but it feels like we do a lot to contribute to the game and we don't get a special role like they do. Don't get me wrong, like they do contribute a lot to the game. Like they probably tested out a lot of stuff in the updates, and each of the updates in the they probably find a lot of bugs. But we're pulling in like thousands of views at a time. We're contributing a lot of what the community thinks about the game, but we don't get any of that. We don't get any of the special treatment that the contributors do, that the testers do. And so it just feels one-sided. It feels like we're just not appreciated in this point in time. And yeah, sorry about that long rant, guys. It was just something that I felt that was personal as a content creator. And so you can ask any of the others. I hope they like join in. But yeah, guys. Okay, guys, to end the video, I just wanted to add some ideas to the future of the game. I think that instances like in Arcane Reborn, if you guys remember like the boss instances, those were actually so cool. Like Arcane Reborn, they had these dungeons that you could like line up into as a party, and you could teleport to a separate server where it's just you guys and the boss and like the dungeon that you go through, and you can kill like enemies, and then eventually you'll end up in the boss room. You could defeat the boss for like a lot of loot and special like boss drops, and you could go through it without lagging your butt off because it's in a separate server, right? You're not like the whole map isn't generated already. It's just that dungeon. And so I think this game would benefit a lot. I understand that VTEX wants to keep players like in the main game so that they can like I feel I guess feel more immersed, but like instances like that would promote group play, would promote teamwork, would promote like a lot of friend groups, I guess, coming together to fight these bosses, to farm these dungeons. I think it's a great idea. Arcane Reborn had it, and it was genuinely one of the most unique things in the Arcane universe that I think they should carry over. Genuinely, I do think that they should have carried over that. And then also another thing are side quests. Like a lot of these side quests, I feel like don't benefit me like at all as a max player. They give a lot of EXP, but it's so easy to get max level. You just follow the main progression, and then you just get max. What are these side quests good for? None of these things like benefit me. You only get like lackluster get like drachma. This one you don't even get anything. You just get EXP. But I'm max level. A lot of max player like level players, they don't need that EXP anymore. And it's not like it's stored somewhere. It just goes to waste. So genuinely, what do these side quests do? They don't give you any items. They don't give you anything, and it just feels like a waste of time. Like, why should I do them? That's why I literally, that's why I have this quest, like, just always ready to be turned in. I get 15,000 EXP, and to what? I'm max level. Where's it gonna go to? It's not gonna be stored for future levels. I'm gonna get 240 galleons. I have literally 8.4 million drachma. What? How is it gonna help me? I don't get any like helpful items. I don't get any helpful ingredients. I don't get catalyst bags. Nothing. Like, side quests just feel so useless at this point. Like things like that, like minimal things, like very very small things. They just it feels like they just pass over. And so I'm just gonna end the video here. I could literally talk on and on about it, but yeah, thank you, Mr. Pug, for making that video, for inspiring me to make this one. Thank you for all the other content creators who help promote this game, even if it feels very lackluster sometimes, even when it feels like this game is not cared about. Thank you for the dev team for working hard, even though, I honestly I can't say that you guys should work harder. I'm sure you guys go through real life things, but yeah, it just feels like this game, it just feels like priorities should be, above everything. You guys should prioritize the hard hitting things, not like the small things at this point. Build the foundation up and then focus on the small things. But who am I? I'm just a content creator. I make videos every day on this game that I love. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video entertaining. I hope you found something that you could agree with, maybe you disagreed with. Comment down below. Let me know, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.